most people think you need a plane ticket to make a cinematic vlog, or you need to be somewhere sunny, you need to be somewhere beautiful. Personally, I think if you can't make the area you live in look great, then I don't think you're trying hard enough. The weather we've had lately has had me thinking. It's had me thinking quite hard. I usually use my Osmo Pocket 3 for doing vlogs, filming the family, things like that. And I have officially moved back over to the Osmo Action 5, not just for one reason, but for a couple. So now I am using the Osmo Pocket 3. I am being cautious. I've come to a bit where there's less trees overhead because the trees are still dripping from the rain. And that's what a lot of this comes down to, is this camera, once it's wet and that gimbal starts to play up, it's game over. And say you was down the beach and it was a windy day, sand and stuff will get into that mechanical gimbal and it could be a whole ruined day. So that gimbal gets stuck, that's it. Whereas something like this wins, because you can physically throw it into the sea. I did a cinematic up the beach the other day using the Pocket 3. It was a lovely day, but I have salt marks on the camera and on the framework because of it was windy. The sea air was blowing and it was hitting the camera, and I did on a few occasions had to clean the lens. Whereas being on a gimbal, having to clean that lens is, again, you've either got to turn the camera off and do it, or be very careful when you do it. I am filming both of these on H2.65, so they're both running 10-bit in normal colour with auto everything. So I'm not trying to do a comparison of the actual video quality. I'm trying to do a comparison on why I am moving back to this for everyday vlogging. So yeah, my main reason for swapping out the Osmo Pocket 3 back to the Action 5 for everyday vlogging is because of the weather. And silly things like now, it's getting darker, the sun has set below the horizon. I'm in 10-bit neutral or natural with auto everything, but this has 13.5 stops of dynamic range, which for an action camera is pretty damn impressive. The Osmo Pocket 3 is in its own league. It is a fantastic, capable camera, especially in low light, but I'm going to be using it more for my cinematic stuff, my more professional stuff, whereas I am going to be taking this with me everywhere I go, every day, because with just a touch of the record button on top, within a second I can be filming. With the Pocket 3, you have to wait for the gimbal to wake up. You have to anticipate what's going to happen next, and you can't do that. Human beings can't do that. We can't do that. So it's one of those, and it's one of those positions now where I have two young boys, I have a wife, we like doing days out, we like going for walks, but we live a very fast-paced life, and if I have this on me, I can capture everything. I've got it on rock steady normal. Yeah, I know the Pocket 3 has the gimbal, and I know from my own personal experience some of the shots I have got with that of my family over Christmas just gone and things like that won't be possible on a camera like this. But having this ready to go means I can capture the best memories. it was hard for me to make this decision because I absolutely love my Pocket 3. It's just not rugged enough for everyday use. Again, I've genuinely had to film most of this on the Action 5 Pro because it's raining. The weather's terrible. I did have a GoPro 12, that was great. I love that. I've handed that down to my son now. He can take advantage of it. I don't have to worry that if he drops it, he drops it, replace the lens. It's that simple. I can't replace the gimbal. Not easily and not cheaply. So now I'm walking home. This is the Action 5, and this is the Pocket 3, and you can clearly see the difference. The lighting quality, the 1-inch sensor really shows itself when you start getting into low light. And yeah, it does make a difference. And the natural colours on both are fantastic. Pocket 5 has 13.5 stops of image. So I can pull out all the shadows, all the highlights and everything and get it to where I want it. Straight out the camera with the 1-inch sensor. Yeah, the Pocket 3 wins. And you can see we're starting to get a bit brighter skies, but there is some still slight rain in the air, so I am worried about it. Again, I shouldn't have to be, not when I'm vlogging. That is why this is my go-to. This is why I'm picking this back up more and more over this. So for me now, it's pretty simple. When you look at the facts, the Action 5, it has up to 4 hours battery life with that's 1080p at 24 frames a second. I record at 4K 30 most of the time, and I still get a good 2.5 to 3 hours depending on the weather outside. It has 13.5 stops of dynamic range. For an action camera, that's phenomenal. The waterproofness down to 20 meters, again, great. I'm not worried about it getting wet. I'm not worried about dropping it in a puddle. I'm not worried about dropping it at all. Especially because when you buy the combo kit, or the adventure kit, I think it was, you get the cage which goes around it, and you also get extra batteries. Now these are a must. If I'm filming all day, or if we're going for a day out, I have 2 spare batteries. That will last me. The Pocket 3, like now, I use it as a studio camera, so it's in a controlled environment. If you can control the environment, I would pick the Pocket 3 every day. I think it is, with the 1-inch sensor, the D-Log M or the HLG, however you want to do it, and especially if you record it in HEVC, which is H2.65, not 2.64, you get that 10-bit of normal color, so you can utilize that as well, which is great. This in my pocket is smaller than the Pocket 3. It's easier to whip out, and with just the click of a button, I'm already recording. Which, let's be honest, that's a game changer. Because it doesn't matter if it is pouring down with rain. It doesn't matter if it's snowing. It doesn't matter if it's blowing a gale. You can still connect 2 microphones to it, and they work seamlessly. So it is great. So unfortunately, the Pocket 3 is being downgraded from my everyday camera. It's going to be more my studio camera, and it's going to be more my cinematic camera. So if I go out to film some things, I've got some videos in mind that I want to do that I'm going to need that 1-inch sensor for, but I'm going to have to wait for it to be dry. I can't be doing those videos while it's raining because of how fragile the Pocket 3 is. Thanks for watching.